Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest Gold, the best weekly Stardom and Marigold podcast anywhere in the world. I'm as always Alex, and I'm joined by Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everybody. I think I might be perpetually sick. I think this is just how I am now. I just live like this. I am the sickest in the world. That's not Zachary once, it's me. Because I'm still sick and I still feel like absolute dog shit. So that's fun. But we're here. We're going to talk about some wrestling. We're going to talk about some Marigold Korakuen. We're going to talk about a Stardom Korakuen. And that's it, actually. The
Tessa
Cinderella
Blanche.
is happening. Tessa Blanchard, I guess, for some reason. Um, we scared like a bunch of people thinking Tessa Blanchard's coming to Japan, by the way, by just saying that. Um, Tessa Blanchard, I guess we're talking about for some reason. And yeah, the Cindy, like I said, we're gonna talk about briefly. So plenty of fun stuff because that's what we
Yeah.
do.
Okay. Well, head on over to the 5-star-network.com for all the latest articles and podcasts from the wonderful world of pro wrestling. Head on over to the 5-Star Network YouTube channel, which is where this is shows like, as well as shows like Actors Stage and No Limit Wrestling all go up. No Limit made its return yesterday. You guys had a preview for the New Japan Cup.
That it did, yes, we did. It was fun. It was a good time, even though we both were kind of bummed about the most likely candidate to win the tournament.
Is it Callum Newman?
It's Callum Newman. Yeah, because it's like it feels like, first of all, they love their pasty white boys over there. Geto's a
Hmm.
big fan. Unfortunately, the best pasty white boy of the past however many years, they didn't put the top title on, and is now in free agent limbo, which I love. I just love that for my enjoyment of pro wrestling. Um, and so in his absence, they will probably give the tournament to Newman, have him lose, and then run who should probably win the tournament, Yu Uemura, at either um, Dantaku, think they do for May, or Dominion. So yeah, it'll probably be Cal Newman.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not
that
happy
seems
about it.
fun. No.
He's
Okay.
beating Oscar in the first round, who's my favorite pasty white boy now in the company that David Finley's not there
Of
as of
course.
now. So a big fan of Oscar. Really like Oscar. Big
Right.
German guy.
Do I gotta
Looks like he's
sneeze?
45.
Do I gotta
But
sneeze? No, I don't
also
gotta
looks like
sneeze.
22.
Sorry, I was gonna keep going and then I had to sneeze, and so you had to keep talking. But I didn't sneeze.
I thought you
So
were saying. I was like, you're mumbling. I'm just gonna steamroll you here.
yeah, no, I felt a sneeze and then there was no sneeze.
I'll get you
Um,
sick.
so yeah, New Japan Cup. So you
Yep.
guys, you guys are just gonna transition to mostly previews because you don't want to watch wrestling. I feel like I've
We want to
clocked
watch wrestling.
one
I feel like
major.
we always want to watch wrestling. And then we're like, we gotta like prepare for it and stuff. Previews are
Yeah.
so easy. Like
Mm,
even the round robin previews, like I can do pretty much off the cuff, and I have fun doing it because I'm like a nerd. But yeah,
mhm.
watching like getting people together to pick a wrestling show and watch it can be difficult. Um,
It's really not.
I shut up. Um, I still want to do a Peps episode, but yeah, next month we do have March Madness, so we
You wait
are
much
once
longer.
again not
Perhaps he's
previewing.
gonna make you watch some like random Australian indie. He's getting really into weird shit these days.
Yeah,
You gotta like
yeah.
get him on quick.
Well, I mean, we're getting him on a old Michinoku Pro show
He's gonna make
with
you watch Pro Wrestling Eve
Hiromi
or
Yagi on
something.
it.
Like you
Um,
gotta
okay,
be
fair.
worried.
Yeah,
So
I'd rather not do that. Yeah, yeah, we'll figure out how to get Peps on
okay,
at a later date.
that's good. All right. Well, we're gonna start then with Marigold. They ran a Corkin this past week on the 23rd of February. This is an attendance of 895 fans. I think it's a very good number considering the card came together really late in the day. Like they had announced maybe 6 days out from the show, and I just thought that's not enough time at
They
all
did the
to sell
Mario, or they
tickets.
did the starter model when it
Yeah.
comes to announcing the Korakuen, and still
So
succeeded. Yeah.
they kind of got lucky because it was a public holiday. That's what their calendar said. So I
See,
assume that just made it easier for people to go.
this is the thing with you. Every time you tweet about Marigold attendances, you're either like, this is dog shit, and it's like it's whatever, or it's like, this is good, but only because. And I was like, motherfucker, you don't got to be qualifying it
I
like
mean,
that.
They did better than usual for a holiday. I feel like that is
CHIAKI's a draw.
correlation and causation.
CHIAKI's a draw.
No, I don't think so. She was in one of the big matches
Can't
last month
say
when
it.
they bombed. So
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like,
because Spunky Monster isn't good as a tag team.
yeah, okay, you didn't have to say
Everybody knew
names,
it
but
when yeah.
either way, I would consider this good because they outdrew TJPW for the Max
Yeah.
Heart final. They did 720 or 740 or
Well, I
something.
mean,
And I feel like at this point, your closest competitor to Marigold is not Stardom; it is TJPW. So I'm kind of looking at both of those companies going ahead forward,
that's
and
fair.
kind of comparing where we can. But yeah, I would be happy with that number if I was Rossi. So of course he did very little to set up the next Korakuen, which is fun. We opened the show with Seiri Yamaoka and Shino taking on and beating Komo Manami and Yuki Yamazaki in 12 minutes. I think I could watch Seri German suplex Yuka forever.
Yeah.
Um, but I thought this was a good match, mostly because Komomo was trying to do her best to make Shino look awesome. Not that Shino needs that much help, but I think Komomo was definitely helping sell some of the kicks. And then you had Sari and Yuka kind of do the standard closing stretch. Like it was a good match, but I think it's kind of one of those where whenever these young Marigold core get paired up at Corkin or like a pay per view, I'm like, you guys have a really great match in you. I don't know why you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I
Because
feel like
remember with
they
the 6 woman tag
mhm.
and first stream, and you're like, that should have been way better. This is kind of how I
Yeah,
felt about that as well.
I feel we talked about it before you brought it up that Margot doesn't really do the like opening the show with like a big high spot fast,
Hmm.
they still don't. Even when they put in the wrestlers that can do that in the opener, they still don't do that match for some reason. Like if you put Yuzuki versus Komomo in the opener on the next Korakuen, obviously that wouldn't really make sense and they have a match. But if you did do that in the opener, they wouldn't wrestle the match that they had on the Korakuen last month. You
Hmm.
know, they just wouldn't for some reason. They just wouldn't. Even though that match last month felt like the perfect fast paced, junior heavyweight opener sort of thing. They just don't do that. So yeah, when you get this match, it feels like, oh, they could really go like breakneck pace, really like balls to the wall, and they don't. It's just a good match, and that is kind of a. I wish you would start things off a bit hotter, a bit heavier, but it was still a good match, so I'm not going to be too bummed about it because yeah, like you said, Komomo and Shino were really good together. I love Sarah and Yuka both as a tag team and as opponents. I think they're great for each other, and so I enjoyed that as well quite a bit. So not gonna complain too much, but there definitely is that like, oh, we're gonna get this like cool, fast paced like opener. You don't. You just don't. You never do. I don't know why, but you just don't.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I don't really get what they're trying to do. But they gave the team that are good a win to start the show. It's kind of all you need to do.
Well, that's not true.
Um, why?
It's not, I think Shino and Sari are bad together.
Well,
I've
yeah, but they want to
established
push
this.
both. They're not pushing the other
Doesn't mean
two.
that they're good.
So, well, no, but they want to push them, so they should win. That's all I mean. Anyway, um,
No,
they
that's
noted
sort of
on
funny and
comment.
sweet.
Oh right, okay. They noted on commentary that Yuka's younger sister is gonna train with Marigold a bit over the spring. I don't think she's ready to debut yet because she's her younger sister.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're kind of getting her into the pipeline to
Their
debut.
Nuka is 18 years old.
Yes, yeah. So they're gonna have
Younger.
her sister
Yeah.
debut, and I feel like that's where Yuka's really gonna find herself. I think she's kind of your future tag, like 4-time Twin Star champion kind of wrestler. Like that's where she'll eventually kind of peak. And her younger
Imagine,
sister coming
imagine if,
along could probably help.
imagine if 15 years from now, we were talking about Yuki Yamazaki the way we talk about Mio Shirai, reposting alt-right tweets to X, the Everything app, while her sister is like a massive success.
I mean,
What if
possibly.
that is Yuki Yamazaki?
You never know. You can never know. Life is strange like that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Um,
a game. You like that
yes, I
game?
know. I
Seems up
I
your
do.
alley.
I did.
Yeah.
One of my favorites ever,
Might
and
have
I
been
know that
homophobic on my part.
it is just a little, just a little. Yeah, it's my favorite
My
bad
bad.
game because
It's yeah, no, yeah, I would
yeah,
agree.
no, it's admittedly a bad game. It was a product of its time though. Like I feel like at that
Yeah,
point in time, that kind of stuff was in. Like 13's
I
Reasons
think
Why was a big show. and
I
nobody
think
was
I
able to say
realized
that was shit.
I
You
think I
know?
realized Life is Strange 1 was a bad game when I got to Life is Strange 2 and I was like, "Oh, this is like they aren't very good at
Yeah,
writing." The
yeah,
first one was just like a teen drama, which
yeah.
is easy. You know, like it's so easy to write a teen drama. Uh, the second one, like they had to like try harder and they just couldn't, and it was bad. So that's why I was like, oh, maybe the first one isn't good. It's just like Riverdale season one. Um, I still love it though. Still a big
Yeah,
fan. So
yeah. No,
yeah.
that's awesome. Okay, yeah, they did a reunion thing that's kind of ruined it all, but we're not gonna talk about that.
To what?
Um,
It's a
it,
video game.
yeah, no, they like made a reunion game that's like in the future, and they've like brought
That's
back a bunch of the
crazy.
main
I gotta
characters, and
look
they
into
broke
that.
up. They've broke up Max and Chloe. So even if you
Wait,
decide
wait. So if
to
Max, wait, but if
torpedo an
spoilers
entire
to Life is,
town,
Yeah, I was gonna say spoilers to Life is Strange. At the end, the only way Max and Chloe stay together is if you kill everybody else. So how
yes,
the fuck does that like
but
just
then they break up. It's yeah.
okay? I'll have
hmm
to look into this.
It's pretty funny. But yeah, our next match was Nagisa Tachibana beating Megaton and now Ishikawa in 9.5 minutes. I had fun with this. You know, they kind of mixed the comedy with the spots fairly well. And Nagisa is like the high flyer now of the bunch, so she was just kind of able to pop the crowd with her stuff. Like I just thought it flowed really well. Like it just did what it needed to do.
Big Tachi with the win. I was really happy to see that. Now
Yeah,
Shikawa new gear. I like it. Got the green out of the brown and orange gimmick, which I think was necessary. Yeah, it was fine. You know, Megaton
okay.
bits. It was
Yes.
nice. Nice to see. You know, I nothing was bad, but it was
All right. Afterwards, then a video promo played where Tokyo Kuroshio mentioned that he had a lot of fun wrestling Megaton on the Ota Award show, and he challenged her to a match for the FMW Independent Junior Championship. I want to say, um, which is like one of the most random belts ever. It's kind of just floated
it is
around from
it
promotion to
is
promotion forever.
you pay for it.
Yeah,
Like you rent it. Like you rent the
yeah.
belt.
Oh, like the
Um
NWA World Title for a while there.
yeah, exactly. But like it's like actually yeah, it's a fascinating belt. One of those belts that like I haven't seen a good match for it in a long, long time. I haven't seen a match for it in a long time because none of them ever make tape because where the fuck are you watching uh junior independent championship wrestling? I remember JTO, well not JTO, Taka ran like a 8 hour long tournament for that belt.
Yeah.
Tomoki Inaba got to like the quarters or something. She got far since she lost.
hmm
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm actually fascinated by this match. I think there's like a non-zero chance that Megaton wins, and then we have Megaton as a singles champion. But it's literally the second lowest prestige championship in wrestling, behind like the heavy metalweight. So that'll be fascinating.
Yeah. No, I'm just looking at the list of champions.
Mhm. Any
Um,
any 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 stars on there?
um, no. Keisuke Ishii? Wasn't he like a MMA guy? Or am I mixing him up with somebody else?
Sounds familiar.
He was
I
in
feel
Dragon
like
Gate,
you're
wasn't he?
maybe.
Yeah, I feel like he was in Dragon Gate. Oh, it's Sami Kodaka. He used to be
Yeah,
good.
Kodaka
Like,
Kodaka big.
10 years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, okay. That's one. Ricky
Kodaka
Fuji?
was good like a couple years ago. It wasn't. Wait,
No.
Asuka was champion. Is
It's
this
not
is this
that
Vinny
Asuka, is
Asuka?
it?
Yeah,
Is it?
Vinny was
Oh,
champion.
okay. The Vinny. Okay, yeah, well there we have it. Okay. Yeah, Naoki Tanizaki as well. My good buddy, Naoki Tanizaki from
Oh,
Dope.
okay, okay. Hikaru Sato was champion for 600 days. So if
Okay.
you look back 4 champions, it's 2022.
Yes.
Oh no, 2023. But yeah. So yeah,
So,
Benny was champ in 2020.
so that's coming to
That's a good one.
a place near us soon because Kuroshio challenged Megaton. They didn't say whether it would be a Marigold show or a
I think it's
Uptown.
gonna
Is
be a
that his
Marigold show.
promotion?
It
Could
is
be
up to
Uptown though. He wrestled on a
potentially.
Marigold show already. He might ask for Megaton for Uptown. You know, it could happen. But either way, that'll be something. Um, Koki didn't feel well, so her tag match was changed to Utami Hayashishita beating Hummingbird and Syoko Koshino in 8 minutes. This was fine. Obviously, it was a last minute change, so it wasn't as kind of clean as you'd expect. But they likely just had a lot of tag stuff planned that got thrown out the window. So,
Alex. Oh, never mind. I got so excited for a second. It appeared
oh yeah,
that you wrote an article about Asuka winning the Independent Junior Championship on
did
last
I?
word.
That doesn't
She
sound like
won.
me.
She won the Diana Championship.
Oh right, yeah,
Like a day later, and
yeah,
that's what you. Yeah, it was. But it was brought up. So yeah,
okay,
sorry, sorry.
yeah. I knew I wouldn't be writing about men's titles, you know.
But you gotta understand the picture is her with the Diana belt and the FMW belt.
Yes,
Um, and
yeah.
so I was like, oh shit, right, yeah. And I was like, wait, who wrote this? It
I have
was you.
so much lore going back a long time.
Yes, you do. This is true. Yeah, Koki was sicky poo poo. Um, Hummingbird didn't lose.
Yeah, because they were telling a
Yeah.
story. You know, I'm actually quite into that. I'll get into
I
that
also
later.
I also there's something that was kind of funny too. Is that backstage, Utami's like, yeah, Hummingbird is one of like my faithful juniors, so like I want her to do better. This Shioko chick, I don't. Shioko chick, I want to beat the fuck out of her personally. Um, but so I found that funny that Utami was like, I fuck with Hummingbird, she's fine. Like, but man, this chick with the mic, I gotta punch her in the face.
Yeah. Okay. Did you like the match?
No,
No. Okay. All right.
not
Um.
particularly.
Okay.
I thought there
Um.
was some like I like I think Utami's really good at doing the 2-on-1 and the 1v2. So I think like there was some like there was some benefit in that, fun in that, but it wasn't a particularly good match by any means.
Okay. That's good. Um. Afterwards, then, as you said, Utami cut her promo in the ring. She kind of was putting both of them over as, you've got talent, you're just not at my level, which is kind of where we think, where at least where I think the best use of Utami comes in. Um, sort of being like, Hummingbird, you've got all this agility, you're so talented, but you're just not there yet. And then turning to Syoko and just being like, I just don't know with you, Penguin. Um, and that set up, Syoko was like, look, I want to wrestle you in a singles match. I want to prove myself. As I've kind of said a few times, that is, big sister Utami, kind of just her best role because she has the kind of cachet to be like, you should be better. Like I can be the measuring stick here. I'm better than you, but you should be better than me because she's a former world champion. She's a former World of Stardom champion. She's been there, done that. So I think her saying that sort of stuff has a lot of gravitas. And then as we've kind of talked about her matches, she can give her opponent a lot. So you're kind of looking at a similar thing to the Gochka match, where Gochka lost to Utami but gained with it, and I imagine that's where they're going to go with the Syoko thing as well, where Utami's eventually like, okay, you really tried, you proved yourself. So I think it's good.
Yeah, no, I generally agree.
Okay.
I don't have
Um.
much more to say. But no, because I think like I agree. I think Utami's like the only gatekeeper. We always talk about gatekeepers in Marigold and their lack thereof. Utami's it. She's the only wrestler that like can conceivably pin Miku Aono one show and then also like lose to Shioko a month later and it wouldn't hurt or particularly help her, I guess.
Yeah.
Like she could stay pretty balanced like where she's at if you want her to. So, yeah, I mean, she's obviously a very necessary and helpful member of the roster in that sense. And I think that will be used for Shioko. But I mean, we've got plenty going on with Shioko coming up. So,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
doing a trial series. I think 7 matches.
Yes, 7 match
Yeah,
series. First up is against Miku on the
dude,
next house show.
she's gonna beat Yuzuki, isn't she?
I'm afraid
My
she is.
belt.
I'm actually kind of really bummed. Okay. I know I'm not supposed to. I know, I got in trouble for being the anti Shioko guy. Um, But it is crazy that Chioko's getting the challenge series. Like I don't know.
I mean, I feel
Koki?
like
Like
before
I feel
he
like
needed
Koki would have been a prime candidate for a trial series.
her body
Um
can't handle it. I don't
yeah,
think.
that's what I'm worried about, but also like just from a functionality standpoint, I feel like that would have made more sense. Shioko, no offense to her, with love and respect, is older, and also is new to wrestling and also isn't like a prodigy by any means. Like I think not to be that guy. I think Arina Yamanaka started, late, but like she very clearly like made it to a point where it's like you could put fucking any belt on her now, and they did. Next
Mhm.
match, we'll talk about it. I don't feel that strongly about Shioko, where it's like, oh, like she's clearly like, diamond in the rough that they're gonna try to, really bring forth. I don't necessarily see that with her, so I am fascinated that she's the first Marigold wrestler to get like a proper 7 match series, especially post Nanai. Nanai, like they didn't have a 7 match series because Nanai was just on a perpetual passion injection series.
Mhm.
That was like her gimmick. So you're kind of replacing that, a year later with a 7 match series. Giving it to Shioko's a fascinating choice, I will say.
Well, I feel like she's gotta sink or swim, that's kind of the thing with her, you know?
And if she's smart, she's gonna let the other motherfuckers drown.
Yes. Yeah, I'm intrigued by where that's going. I don't know if they're, like, building Syoko up to challenge for Yuzuki again or what the story is, but, we'll have to wait and see. Um, then going on to the final of the Marigold 3D Trios title tournament. Arini Yamanaka, Mai Sakurai, and Natsumi Suzuki beat Misa Matsui, Nagisa Nozaki, and Rhea Seto in 13 minutes to become the inaugural champions. Arini Yamanaka surprisingly got the win for her team to get the titles. I thought it would be Suzuki that got the win, but it would end up being Arena. I thought it was a very good match. Like the pace was just exactly what you want from a trios title match. They kind of just went balls to the wall for a lot of it. Um, I don't think it was like exceptional, which is maybe the only thing you could hold against it. But I think for
Sure.
a a standard setter of like here's what these titles are, I think you kind of got a good picture of what these belts are going to bring to the table with this match.
Yeah, I would generally agree. I quite liked it. I thought that Darkest Revolution had a very fun night of losing and getting the break speed off of them. Thought that was cool. I'm a fan of seeing heel factions get the shit kicked out of them. Sorry. Because yeah, they like they had a lot of throughout the night they had a lot of like strength. Like they demonstrated strength in a lot of senses, a lot of control, as the only faction in the company. And I felt like this was a great show to kind of like prove that perseverance. I sounded like a nerd. That perseverance and like like craftiness and all those like good things and strength can kind of overcome even the these evil doers, so to speak. And I thought this match was a lot of fun. I thought that I watched Mai Sakurai and Nozaki in there, and I was like, man, it's crazy that like these two had go away heat with me as a rivalry once upon a time. Because I always loved Nozaki, obviously, but at one time I was like, bro, never give me Nozaki and Mai Sakurai in a match against each other again, and they ruled. Like this, like they were a highlight of the match, as was Shizuki and Misa, but that's kind of obvious. And yeah, Rhea and Arena did great near down the stretch. Arena keeps breaking motherfuckers' noses and busting lips with that crazy uh fucking corkscrew body splash. I love it. Never stop, please.
No, please,
Um,
I don't know about that,
I
but
think you should keep going. Um, like so you hurt Yuzuki or not Yuzuki. So you hurt Yuka and Rhea. Who cares, bro? Like that's how we
I do.
win.
It's just
Man,
so
punks
insane.
punks jump up to get beat down. That's how it works, okay?
She
Um,
literally landed on Rhea's face.
yeah, and it
I
was
don't
all
know.
namaste, okay? Like it was chill.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
She's not safe to watch.
Rhea Seto was actually looking at the world through rose tinted glasses because there was blood all over them. Like she couldn't really see through them
That is
very well.
so bad.
It was all rosy. La Vie en Rose, after all. Um, yeah, no, I thought the match was really cool. I liked it.
Okay.
It wasn't as great as like the next 3 matches, which I think in hindsight really diminishes it to a degree. Um, but I still thought it was a really fun match.
Okay. Arena getting the win was pretty fun.
Yeah,
I
I
do hope
expected
that
her
they
to like
kind of
sign. Like I
yeah,
expected her to be like, okay,
yeah.
now I'm here, since she won the match for the team, but
I
she's
mean,
not.
she's probably working more shows. I think that gives
Oh,
them a
definitely.
bit more leeway to kind of build her up to be a big challenger at some show. Probably for a Yuzuki, maybe I wouldn't run her versus Iono, but you could definitely give her to Yuzuki. I think they'd have a fun one. Um, then after the match, Komonami yelled at them and seemed to challenge for the 3D titles. They didn't say who she'd team with, as far as I know, but
Yes,
I
she did.
think most people are
Yes, they
assuming
did.
it's Yuzuki. Oh, it's Yuzuki and Mayu?
Yeah, she said Yuzuki Maya.
All right, okay. I didn't listen to the English commentary for that.
Which is why I expect this is forward thinking. I expect Big Show, that's Suzuki, to pin Yuzuki in the next in the title match, and that's how we get
What
Show
are they doing?
versus
Why are
Yuzuki.
they doing that? Why are they
Why
doing
wouldn't
that
they?
match? Why aren't
They
they
have a
doing Suzuki and Iono? Why are
because
you not doing the
Suzuki
most
has a
sensible match possible? Why are you not
because
doing the best
Suzuki
match
has an
you can
actual
run
rivalry
ever?
against Yuzuki.
I don't care. Run Miku Aono versus Natsumi Suzuki.
I
Be
agree,
much
but
better.
like I agree. I think that would be a much better match. I am in agreement with you.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
but Shizuki is more of a white belt wrestler at this time, and her and Yuzuki have
CHIAKI just
plenty of
challenged for the
history.
world title,
Yeah, I'd say
so that
CHIAKI is a
Suzuki
much
also
more
can't.
red belt wrestler
No,
than see, this is the
please stop.
problem. This is the problem. We always
Please
get
don't
into
do
these fuck ass conversations, and I'm tired of it. Okay? You
this.
don't know what these belts mean, and that's okay. But don't be like, "Oh, well, this makes sense." It's like, "Well, you don't know that
Shizuki
that
can
makes sense because you
challenge
don't
for
have
both.
any
She's an
realistic and
excellent
you don't
pro wrestler.
understand any of this." Like that is the problem.
She can challenge for both. Shizuki is both.
I agree. Like that's not, I don't disagree, but like Shozuki challenging for the white belt isn't like, oh, how would that make? It's like it would make perfect sense. It would make
That's not
more
what I'm
sense than
saying.
almost
I'm
any
just
other challenger in the
complaining.
world.
I'm just complaining. I want it to be
You
Iono.
tend to do that. You
She can't
tend to do
challenge
that.
Iono now. She's gonna challenge Yuzuki. That's
Yeah.
kind of the problem.
I don't know. Okay. I'll get to it later.
All right. Our next match was Mayu Utani beating Rin in 13 and a half minutes in a very good match.
Yeah, I
Mayu's
love
just kind of on
this.
a roll. Um, Rin was good. Everybody was like, "Hey, Rin is awesome," and I've been like, "I said that 2 months ago when she retired."
I was
Um,
watching this with Scott and Xavi,
yeah,
and I the only reason I bring that up is because Scott had a line that I'm going to steal, and that he wouldn't be. I don't think he would be impolite enough to say on his own show.
oh no,
Um, Mayu gave Rin so much more than she gave Utami that it's not even funny. Like it's not even like it's no joke at all. Like it is hilarious. Um, because like you paired this match with the Utami match from last month, and it's like, damn, Mayu
Mhm.
just she just fucking treated fucking Utami like a piece of gum on her shoe, and
Like
she was like giving Rin like the work. Like they were beating the fuck out of each other. It was awesome. Um, clearly because it's the last time they'll like face off, and Mayu and Utami, inshallah, will wrestle like 20 more times before the end of their careers. So that makes sense why this match, was a bit more meaningful for
mm,
Mayu. But yeah, it was really funny because I was like, damn, you right. She's giving Rin a lot of room here. And it was great. I thought it was a really dope match. I loved it.
okay. Um, Afterwards, Mayu agreed to team with Rin one last time at the Yokohama Buntai show, which is Rin's retirement. So the
Blue
hope
Marine last.
is, yeah, Blue Marine one more time. Hopefully, we get Aoki in there because Mayu Utani and Tsuki Aoki should wrestle at some point. That would
Yeah,
be very
I
sad.
would. I feel like currently my thinking is that it will be Momino and Aoki
Yeah.
versus uh Rin and Mayu, mainly because like Aoki and Rin, were one of the better tag teams,
Yes, they were
one of the
great.
most underrated tag teams.
They're teaming in a few days.
Are they? That's awesome. I'm excited to
Did
see
you
it.
miss that? Yeah, they're teaming against Boss Tsumami on Wave.
Oh shit! Wait, fucking.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I forgot that.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't know that Oko was around. Um,
I think she's coming for just for this.
yeah, that tracks. Yeah, so I love them as a team, and I think they have a really strong bond. So if we're not getting, Kensuke Sasaki or Katsuhiko Nakajima or Akira
Yeah, I mean,
Hokuto,
we can get Akira Hokuto out of retirement. It's. She can
if
team
we
with
ain't
Mayu
getting
and Rin.
that, I guess I'll take it, Tsukayoki.
Yeah. Yeah, Tsukayoki and Kira Hokuto, you know? Not that dissimilar.
Same difference, you know.
Um, yeah, yeah, sure. Um, our next match is for the United National Championship. Yuzuki defeated Chikugoto in just under 17 minutes with the sunset. I forgot the name of that move as soon as they named it.
Sunset Victory?
Sunset victory? Yeah, okay. She didn't almost kill Chica, so that's progress
Yeah, that's good.
on that one.
That's good. Yeah.
I thought the match was very good, but kind of hit a very hard ceiling. I don't think they did a lot of the good stuff until the very tail end, which I think is strange because their preview tag kind of had a lot of the stuff in it. And then this match was kind of a much slower kind of goal to there. And it was also a lot of Gochika, and I just don't think she was able to handle that. I think you
I
kind of saw some of
disagree.
her limitations there, kind of leading the match.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I just disagree generally. I think that Gochka did a remarkable job kind of leading the match. Maybe not leading the match, but being more of the aggressor in the match. Um, I loved the opening. Like I loved her taking her head off with the lariat, and then swinging her outside the ring, trying to get the count out. I thought that was really cool and really smart, and it connected to Gochika's history. At this point, I thought that she was hitting real hard, which is what you need. And yeah, I really liked it generally. I liked that she protected her finish. The back body chokeslam gimmick that she did against Rhea, I believe. She didn't hit that,
Mm.
so I think that was good. I think that was important to keep that in the holster. Uh yeah, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I also this was kind of a match that I watched and I felt like it kind of proved my point. You know the meme where it's like harassment versus flirting or whatever, where
Yes.
it's like human services or human services, that's funny, human resources.
Yeah.
um I felt like this match had that because when Yuzuki no sold and powered up after just like random moves and she like just like kept doing it like 3 times over, I was like, okay, dude, we get it. But when Chikagoto got kicked in the head and would sell the fuck out of it and then would just like fucking like tense herself back up, like back to life, that was beast. You know? Like I feel like that's like a perfect example of like my I don't really like it when Yuzuki does it, but when her opponent does it, I generally am a bit more okay with it. Because same with
Well,
like the Komomo thing. I
I
know that
feel like
we
Yuzuki
argue about
doesn't
that.
do it well. I feel like
She
that's
doesn't.
probably her
She
thing.
doesn't.
She
It's
just kind
her
of slaps the
weakest.
mat and yells, and you're like, "Come on."
It's the
You know?
weakest part of her game, and she
Yeah,
loves
for
doing it
sure.
more than like anything else, except for hurting her opponents on a big splash. Um, she's a big fan of those two things, but
Making stupid bumps.
yeah, taking stupid bumps
Loves
too.
that.
Um, But yeah, so that was kind of frustrating, but also like good because like I was like, okay, like this spot isn't dead. Like Chikagoto did it so well, um, and really like fired me up for like the closing minutes of the match. But yeah, Yuzuki once again had me yelling, "Dude, can you stop?" at the screen at one point during this match, which is always unfortunate, um, and becoming a bit too frequent for Yuzuki. I feel like she's
Mm.
having great matches, but like there's always one or two things in the match where it's like, dude. Come on.
She really is Julia's disciple. I'm gonna
Yeah,
drive this
yeah,
home.
no,
She is literally
it
Julia.
is very Julia. I think the rest of her match is more Mayu pill because like
Yes. Yeah.
Julia had a lot of fluff. Her favorite thing was fluff in wrestling
Mhm.
matches.
Julia
Uh
Julia used to go 30 so often.
yeah, she would go 30 and fucking 15 of
Awful.
it would be literally nothing. Like it
Oh,
wouldn't even
man.
be like coherent. It would be like
Remember
what is
with
happening?
Remember the 30 minutes
I
you were
try to
doing?
forget.
We were gonna end
Scott
everything. We were
Scott
just like, "We're
still has
done."
never seen that match because we have
Yeah.
implored him not to.
Yeah. No, it
Um,
was awful.
if he ever watches it, he'll be like, "I mean, it was whatever," and we'll be
No, I
like,
don't
"No,
think
you
so.
you don't understand. It was watching this live was a fucking headache."
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think in that sense, like, yeah, like Julia does those things where it's like, "Can you stop?" Like there's good stuff here. You can just like not do that. Problem with Yuzuki is that everything else is like great stuff. Like she's mostly great, but she
Mhm.
does like the most Julia pilled bad power up bullshit. And I was like, can we stop, dude? We don't have to do that 3 times in a row in every match. It's not necessary. But otherwise, great match. It was my favorite match of the night. Uh, That was it was wonderful. I was really happy with what Chikugoto especially presented here, and I thought Yuzuki, like I said, is very masterful in like most of her matches. Like most of the bulk of the matches, she can really, you know, deliver incredible performances. So I was happy with it.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was just one that I was sold on a bit in the pre-show tag or the preview match tag,
See, and to be fair,
um, and I didn't really get that level until the
I
very end.
was I was more skeptical going into the match because I do remember
Mm.
also being sold the last time they wrestled, which is, going on 2 years now. Jesus. Well, no, but a year and a half ago, uh, and being sold on like them, in tag matches against each other, being really good, and they went to like a 10-minute draw on the second house show in Marigold history, and it was really good. So I was like, oh, this next match is gonna be great, and then it was like it was good.
Yeah.
It was fine. And so it's like I was like, okay, sometimes they don't click together in singles as much as they do in tags. That's okay.
Mm.
Let's watch this and let's hope it's good. And with that kind of like a bit lowered expectations, I guess, it ended up being, in my opinion. But I can see where like, oh well, I expected them to be a bit more this or a bit more that would come in through their tag worked against each other.
Okay. Um, we didn't get a challenger after.
Yeah,
I think it was Scott, was it, that theorized that it might have been that Koki was meant to do it, and then she got
I
sick,
could see that.
or
I
whatever
could
it
see
was, so she couldn't. So we'll have to wait and see on that. And then we had our main event for the Marigold World Championship. Miku Aono defeated CHIAKI in a hair versus title match, a stipulation that was only confirmed in the wee hours of the night after we recorded last week. Um,
Yeah, so
match.
that's actually kind of what I want to talk about before we get to the actual match,
Okay. All right.
if that's okay. The press conference that we missed because fuck Marigold, bro. We
They didn't
fucking
even
hate
announce
us.
it. I swear they
Um,
did not announce it,
they
and
didn't. It,
like they just did it.
it was evil. It was an evil
Yeah.
thing that they did. Um, but so the press conference included, Chiaki cutting the tiniest piece of Miku's hair, and also cutting a piece of her hair, and talking about Miku as a champion, calling her a do nothing conservative. I know many of those in my country personally. Um,
Mhm.
calling her a do nothing conservative who just is not doing anything for the belt, and that she should, try harder. Uh, and I saw that statement, and I was like, I mean, hey. And then I realized, what are we doing? Why do we keep doing this? And
Mhm.
like with the this was my thing. This is what I was going to bring up earlier about Shizuki challenging Yuzuki. Is that Rossi tanked my favorite wrestler, or one of my favorite wrestlers, as world champion. So him tanking Aono's run as champion, not as mad about. Like I'm upset. Like I'm
My
functionally
turn.
upset because
My turn.
it's like yeah, yeah. I mean, fuck y'all. Like that's what I mean. Like fuck off. You have to deal with it now. Enjoy. Like everybody wanted to call Utami a bad wrestler because her booker decided to tank her reign. Turns out he just doesn't like the way the red belt looks or something. I don't know. Um, he might be blind at this point. He's old as shit. Like I don't know. Something's wrong, but he doesn't like his world champions. Um, because there's just this constant like kind of miscommunication with like the champion and their intentions as champion and the way they're booked as champion. Like I mean, even after the match, spoilers, Miku won. Even after the match, Miku's like, this isn't what I want the championship to be. I want to wrestle good wrestlers. No offense, Chiaki. I want to wrestle good wrestlers. Here are the three wrestlers I want to challenge. She ain't gonna fucking wrestle either, any of them. She's not.
Yeah.
Maybe Mika. Like I'm holding out hope for Mika Iwata challenging, but that's a stretch. I don't think that'll happen. So what are we doing? And I'll talk about the match. I really like the match. I'm. That's why I'm kind of starting with this. Really like the match. Thought that they did a great job with it. But like, there is clearly a issue with communication of what is expected of the world champion and what the world champion is capable of doing and what they actually end up doing in practice. You know what I mean? How do you feel about my sentiment there?
Um, well, I will say when I saw the Chiaki comments, I thought this is something somebody would say to Saya Kamatani. in a feud, they would be like, Taro Okada sucks. Give me a world title match, and we would shit on it for weeks. And I was
Yeah.
like, you should not be reminding me of the Momo Saya build. You know what I mean? You should not be taking your cues from Momo versus Saya, where they said, why aren't we wrestling one another? The booker sucks. Because ultimately, you can say, oh, Miku Aono doesn't defend the belt to elevate it, but like you can just walk up and challenge her, and then you can ask Rossi to make the match, and he can make it. Like
Well, see,
like
that's
this
the
is pro
problem is
wrestling.
that CHIAKI kept doing it and they said no. And like that's a fine
Yeah,
story if you're going to bounce off of that. But it felt like they kept hitting a brick wall with it. It wasn't like Chiaki gets denied, so she bounces off and steals the belt. Chiaki gets denied, so she bounces off and offers a title versus hair match. She did those things, but they were very fleeting. It felt like I said last week, it felt like a non-serialized TV
you
show
you
where every
you
week
just
it was a new thing.
you just sound
Sorry.
like you were on just talking through a DS. You know how they used to compress the voice
Yes,
files on a
yeah,
DS?
I know
You
I
just
know
sounded
what
like that
DS
for a
sounds like.
second.
My bad. Um,
It was so funny because I just heard your voice lose clarity slowly.
yeah, I started drooling. I'm sick. Sorry. No, that's not. Um, but did you get my point through the DS
Yeah, no,
sound?
we can hear you. I figured the listeners
Okay.
might not enjoy it as much. Um,
Okay. But so like it feels like a non-serialized TV show sometimes with the world title specifically.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, like I wouldn't say it was Momo and Saya bad because that felt like okay, wait, but like there was no reason why that didn't like I understood what the point was here. I just think they did it poorly. I still don't know what the point of doing Momo and Saya like that was. Do you know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
Yeah,
Like this,
and
at least it's like okay, she's supposed to be a jester who doesn't deserve the title shot, has to figure something out. Is like trying to like poke the bear sort of thing. Momo was the 5-star champion who challenged for the belt very outright, and then they just were like, yeah, we'll get to it, and everybody was like, yeah, we'll get to it, and nothing happened.
yeah,
So not again. Uh, I feel like I might have mentioned that match every week since it's happened that I've been on the show. I
possibly.
apologize,
Mhm.
folks. But like I yeah, I see the similarities. I see what you're talking about, where it's like, why are you telling me about how a champion is bad when it's like for booking reasons? You
Yeah,
know, at least Miku has the defense of like she is portrayed as someone who is very stingy about title
mhm.
shots.
Yeah.
Whereas
I mean,
Sai
she
is like,
literally beat up both.
I take on all challengers and denies like every challenge she gets.
Mhm.
Like, at least there's some consistency there in terms of like the story and the booking. But yeah, that just kind of like bugged me out in a way, but it also was like kind of validating because I was like, fuck y'all. I had to deal with it for Utami, you gotta deal with it for Miku. So, you know,
Yeah,
as a petty
I'm
bitch,
insane. I'm
I
so
was
fun.
very okay with it.
Gotta wait 3 months for her to have another title match,
Yeah,
probably.
exactly.
It'll be
Match
fun.
itself, you can start.
Um, as soon as this match finished, I was like, this is going to be the single most polarizing match. You either think it's a
Yeah,
7+ out of 10, or
I
you
wonder
think
what it
it's
is
a
now.
2-0. And that's kind of right because there are only two 5 ratings for this match. None at 4, none at 3. It is all 2, 1, 8, 7, 6. Um, like it is a match that you kind of get it and you're into it, or you hate it because it's all the stuff that you probably watched Japanese wrestling to get away from, maybe. Um, like I didn't mind them leaning into Chiaki just being a heel for once. They were like, you know what? She's not going to beat Miku Aono. She's going to take every shortcut in the book. Miku is going to be the babyface who fights back from underneath and is the true good. And I feel like that is pro wrestling. The babyface beats the heel. It's kind of pro wrestling 101. I don't think you can do this match every month, but this is like basically the first time they've ever done this. So
Yeah,
I can kind of give them a lot of rope there because I feel like this was different. They said we're gonna do heel face, we're gonna lean into it, we're gonna have the heels cheat, we're gonna have the beat up Aono, we're gonna have them interfere at every turn, and we're gonna have Aono overcome them and look like the valiant world champion. I think there's no problem with that. I think Chiaki did fairly well as like the shit eating heel, like it's like 'cause she was really just a dickhead for the entire match. And then whenever Iono would get on offense, she was eat shit. Like those initial kicks that she was
Hmm.
selling, great ferocity
Incredible.
from Iono. Like when it came time to get to the action, they played into the roles that they were in, and the story of the match told a very sensible. Chiaki's not good enough, but her hair is on the line, so she's going to do anything she needs to win. And Miku Aono is the valiant babyface, and I feel like if you kind of buy into that, this was a very good match. And if you don't, then you probably think it was one of the worst matches in Marigold history. So
Yeah, I think anybody who doesn't is stupid. Um, I liked the match quite a bit.
can I
I
just say,
wasn't.
a heel cheating in a Joshi hair match? Whoa, never been done before.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I, f- I felt like they did this as well as they could have.
Mhm.
And not to not to run defense, but I am going to run defense because I like Chiaki, so I am always willing to run defense for someone that I admire and think has upside. Um, this is Chiaki's second Marigold singles match to like be longer than 12 minutes. And how long did this one go? Uh,
17.
17 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, in that sense, I was impressed. Like I think she had a poor opening section where she just needs to find something that's not the claw as like her main like
Yeah, I think that's her
uh
big problem.
like her main overpowering section,
Yeah.
use a choke. Like I know people hate rest hold, rest hold like chokes, but use a choke. Use a leg lock. Just something else. Use a body scissors. Watch some Eagle Sawai tapes. I hated her
Oh yeah.
body scissors, but watch some Eagle Sawai tapes. Why not? I think it just is. It feels a bit ineffective. The way she does it. I liked the slam. I liked her using it to get out of predicaments, like in the corners and stuff. I just don't think that like early on she used it as just like okay, I'm gonna wear her down the first couple minutes. I was like, use a different move for that. Um, but I thought beyond that, once we started getting things going, it was a very good progressive match. It kept building to the point where it's like by the end, it's like I was very comfortable. It all ramped up in the right tempo, right? It wasn't like, okay, this portion was bad and then just start being good. It's like, okay, this portion, the opening was a bit, and then it's like, okay, things are getting a bit more interesting. Okay, the kicks, okay, and it ramped up very effectively for me to where I didn't really care as much about the early going being bad. Like I'll admit, I thought it was bad. I thought, outside of like the you know Darkest Revolution beating her up on the outside and like Miku trying to get out of that. I thought a lot of the early stuff wasn't very good. Chiaki was tasked with kind of carrying it, being the aggressor, being very, I didn't think that was really well done. But like I said, I felt like the way that they went back and forth to ramp it up was very effective, very progressive, very point to point. Again, I don't want to compare and contrast, but I imagine somebody who has listened enough will probably see a hypocrisy in my point. I think the difference between that and wrestlers who I say the opening of the match ruined the match for me or made the match actively like not good for me is that it feels like they just are like, okay, now I can stop being boring and like start wrestling. I never felt like that was the problem where they're like, okay, now let's actually try. It just felt like, okay, there's inability here that leads to, okay, they're more comfortable. Okay, they know what they're doing. Okay, they it starts, snowballing. Um, Beyond that, I thought the match was really fun. I feel like at a certain point, you did feel Chiaki kind of uh, understand the weight of the match. It was very early on, but there was like this certain sense of like I'm gonna lose my fucking hair if I don't cheat to beat this bitch as much as I possibly can. Like if I
Yeah.
don't go as hard, I am going to have to cut my hair. I don't really want to do that. So there was a certain urgency from her that I appreciated. And I like I said, I think the match did as well as it could have. And even the flaws I saw with it, as I mentioned, the opening and just like some, Chiaki being underdeveloped in terms of her offense, in terms of her, her move set. That can all be kind of like boiled down to, yeah, in kayfabe, she's also not that good. Like at no point has anybody told me Chiaki is a strong wrestler. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? That's never been the point. So her kind of like not really knowing what to do in a certain moment or being a bit clumsy. It's like, yeah, she is. Like that's part of. I know that we hate, being like, oh, it's part of the gimmick when somebody's just kind of like doing something that's inaccurate. But yeah, Chiaki doesn't do that many moves because she's not really good enough to do a bunch of moves. She she gets around it. Like that's the point. And so like as of now, for her first main event match, for one of her first like, you know, 11 plus minute, 12 plus minute singles matches, I was really impressed. I was really happy with what
Yeah.
she gave. Just because it's like the the stuff I liked, I really liked, and I saw a lot of potential. And the stuff I didn't like and thought was poor, I could easily in my brain suspend disbelief to be like, okay, well she isn't good. Like she's not she's not particularly supposed to be a good wrestler who, you know, does a lot of cool moves. It's like she has her four cool moves and she figures it out otherwise. I want that to develop over time. I want her to be a more competent and fun to watch and interesting and exciting heel. But for what this was supposed to be, I thought it did very well. And then the hair stuff, I also thought did very well. I thought the whole package made me feel like, okay, this is like the start of Chiaki. Like this is where we're like this is
Mm,
this is a this is a
interesting.
jumping point. I hope. I think this could be a jumping point if
Yeah.
she's able to take advantage of it. If she's not, it's a real bummer. But I think this could be like really her, taking the next step forward.
Okay. Um, one thing I also liked is they did the powerbomb near fall. Like that's
Yes.
something they set up on the tour. Chiaki was winning matches with it. She helped Utami cheat by hitting the powerbomb. Like that is just smart pro wrestling. I will always praise smart wrestling. They set up a move, baby face kicks out of the move, it gets a reaction. Again, pro wrestling 101. There's a reason this stuff is the 101, and it's because it works, and it worked here.
I
So I
like
think
the I
credit to
like
both
the
for
the
that.
turnbuckle stuff too. I like the way they worked around. Obviously, Chiaki took a little bit longer than we wanted, but I like the way that they kind of worked around the turnbuckle and tried to like get each other into it to progress the match forward. I thought it was a good use of a cheating tactic from Chiaki and Miku as well.
Sure. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was different. I thought it was just smart, well done, heel babyface stuff. 2 or 3 years ago, maybe I would have hated it, but as I am now, I am all in on heels healing on the baby faces for a little bit, and
Yeah.
making them suffer.
And
So
again, she got her comeuppance. She had to shave her
yeah,
head. Again,
yeah,
I got the entire post match was really well done with her like trying to run away and Nozaki being like, you can't do that,
it was
man.
awesome. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. And her like punching Nozaki and Nozaki being like, it's okay, man. I get it. I get it. Go ahead, your haircut. And then hugging her after. Like I thought that it was all. I thought that, like I said, for a show where they all got their shit kicked in, this was one of the best shows I've seen from Darkness Revolution
Yeah,
since they've come to be. Like really, like I just felt like I felt an emotional you know I felt emotionally drawn to them in a way that I don't think they've really gotten to exhibit yet. And I was really happy with that. That was a big takeaway from the show for me. Was that it's like I feel like I care about Darkest Revolution more now than I
yeah.
did a week ago.
Um, and that was the show. It was a good show. It's kind of a weird one because I feel like it just kind of came and went without much fanfare. Like it kind of just died out. Even like we didn't talk about it with anybody for after the day it happened. It's like it was a good show. Nothing was terrible. Nothing was like match of the year level. There was no direction set up for any of your singles belts. We don't know what's next for the GHC, for the world title, the UN title, the Superfly. Like, it was just a show that kind of happened, and then we have 2 weeks to wait for the next Marigold show. It's a very weird state to be in. I kind of thought they would set something up for the early March stretch, but they seem content with what they're doing. So I guess not. But that was it for Marigold. Because yeah, they're not running again until the 8th of March. So bit of a break for the
I
talent.
don't know.
Chiaki will have her short hair back. So this she lost her hair, and it's
No, I
kind of
think I think I think they're
yeah.
gonna make her cut it one
I
more
don't
time.
think so. I think it'll just be short and just buzzed like Julia.
Well, yeah. She didn't even shave it all the way.
Yeah.
Like because
So,
they posted her backstage with
yeah.
her with the cut. Um, and she didn't even
Why
shave it.
though?
Shave it.
Yeah, it was
Bald.
kind of a short.
She shaved it the way I do.
Yeah.
essentially. Like I get it that short often, but yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see what she looks like.
Hopefully she goes back to the wolf cut. I think that was her coolest look, but
Mm.
probably won't. And that was all from Marigold. We're gonna go on to Stardom. Um, Stardom have announced this past week the 32 woman lineup for the Cinderella Tournament. In the tournament is Hanan, Saida, Momokogo, Yurihime, Priestley, Natsupoi, Soriano, Yuna Mizumori, Sayaka Kara, Aya Sakura, Amisore, Saki Kashima, Hina, Lady C, Tomoka
Wait,
Inaba, Ana Yagami, Kyoka Katatsu, Miu Amasaki, Rin Yamashita, Akira Kuragane, Rina, Fuki Gendeth, Azusa Inaba, Tabata, Zena, Hanako, Wakasukiyama, Rian, Aki Ito, Ane Kanaya, Kikyo Furusawa, and Fua-chan.
there are some
Um,
names that I missed the first time I read through these that I'm very confused about.
yeah, so don't get all the main eventers back. The faction leaders are mostly absent. There's no Siri, there's no Kid, there's no Natsuko Tora,
Not supposed the only. Oh wait,
her and
Natsupoi and
Hanan, her
Hanan
and
are the
Hanan.
only two faction leaders.
Um, and there's I think this is a good change. I didn't like last year with all the lower carders and rookies. I didn't think it was really that impactful. But I feel like if you're not going to have your main eventers win it, I don't mind them missing out. Like, I feel like I'm much more interested to see Kikyo Furusawa versus like Tomoki Inaba in the second round or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more interested in that than if you would run Kikyo versus Natsuko in round one and I had to go 6 minutes, you know? So I think this is a good mix. And also, you have favorites. Hanan went to Tokyo Sports in an interview saying she wants to win and challenge Konami, which I think instantly makes her one of the favorites. I would say Maki Ito is somebody who to look out for. But I mean, you've got a good mix there of like people who could genuinely
Carrara
win, people who could do
be a
upsets that they like. Oh yeah, Carrara, that's another
back
one.
to back.
Yeah. So it's like I like this lineup. I don't mind that there's some people missing. I think there's a good mix of like wrestlers who are gonna try and wrestlers who have a chance to win and wrestlers who have a chance to like do genuine upsets. So I think it's gonna be a much better tournament than the last 2 years.
Uh, yeah, I don't disagree. I think Rina Yamashita sticks out as like a sore thumb. What the fuck is she doing
He
here?
seems like Suzu seems to be injured still, so I think it's just Mina took her
Like
spot.
yeah, replacement. Also Saki Kashima being in it when she's retiring next month, um, or a month
So
later, I
maybe
should
she
say.
wants to wish for her retirement to be like against Andreza. What
Sure.
then? You know?
Yeah, and then like you said, like there are some clearly main eventers, like the Natsboys and Anos that I think are interesting additions. Um, Fukigen Death in it, always funny.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm interested in it. Clearly, I hate, and this is just like a pet peeve of mine. I hate getting the participants without the brackets.
Oh yeah,
Give me the brackets, man. Just give me the fucking brackets. You're edging me here. Give me the fucking brackets. I want the brackets, please.
please never say that
Um,
again.
yeah, my bad. I forgot that that's like a, never mind. Yeah, that's okay. Um,
Okay.
yeah, just give me the fucking brackets. I want the like. I'm so annoyed because like these are just names,
Yeah.
Like, what if the most realistic fucking pathway forward is Kyoka Katatsu getting to the fucking final four? I wouldn't know because we don't have the bracket. You know what I mean?
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I think we can safely say that's not going to happen. um,
Sure.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's an interesting lineup for sure. Hanan has to be a favorite. I think Hanan's
Hmm.
probably the favorite, especially depending on where we're going with this Carrara story. Um, if Carrara is getting that match against Saya at the big show, well, then I don't see her or Maki Ito winning. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
depends what belt they're challenging for. Like, I feel like this is kind of the problem with doing the Carrara thing and like not really knowing what we're doing with the Carrara thing yet. Because if that match isn't happening at the big show, then I feel like this is like a perfect like place for like, oh, somebody might challenge for the red belt, somebody might challenge for the white belt. Because if it's just for the white belt, like if they confirm, like, yeah, the Cinderella tournament winner is probably going to challenge for the white belt because the red belt's occupied for the next 3 months.
Oh, I mean, they get their
Oh,
wish.
no, oh, you're a robot right now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
It
sorry.
just moved.
Yeah, your movement, they didn't like
Allowed
that.
to move.
Um, but yeah, I think if if we're looking at it as being just for the white belt, then Hana's just gonna fucking win because fuck everybody.
Yeah.
Um, but if they're able to keep it, more intriguing, like, oh, maybe we'll see, who knows, um, without completely making it an afterthought like they did last year, uh, I think that'd be great.
Okay. Um, they also announced the time and date of Stardom's show in America. They are part of the Palms Slam Fest, ran by
Great
Paragon.
name.
It is TWW, CMLL, House of Glory, Stardom, and Maple Leaf Pro. Stardom is running on April 17th from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Isn't
Isn't that
Paragon the one ran by Mojo
Border
Rawley?
Raleigh? Yeah.
Shouts
These are
out!
all
Shouts out!
yeah. These are all AEW partner promotions too, which I think is
Yeah.
interesting. This is like an AEW affiliated kind of circle. So I would be interested to see kind of what talent sharing might happen here. Now, House of Glory and Maple Leaf Pro do not have talent. Obviously, they're indies. But, you have CMLL there, the Stardom
Well,
to
House
work
of
with.
Glory has talent.
Yeah, but there's not like contracted talent. It's not like you need an agreement to book whoever their women's champion is.
I
Oh,
mean,
Mercedes, Mercedes Monet. But yeah, I mean, I feel like you're gonna maybe see some of the CMLL women on there, on Stardom show, or even like an AW name to kind of help it along, especially without CHIAKI Matani there. But yeah, that's fun. More fun is some of the Stardom wrestlers are starting their CMLL tours this coming week. So a few of them are booked for that 100% Feminine show, which is like an International Women's Day thing, or Women's Month maybe. Um, but we're starting off hot. So Maika, Mei Seira, and Starlight Kid are all over starting next Monday. They're on the show on the 3rd of March. They're against Catalina, Sanali, and Olympia, um, which isn't really all that exciting. I don't think most people will watch the shows that are on Mondays. Then they're also then on the 2nd. Oh no, they're over on the 2nd of March. Maika is facing Tessa Blanchard one-on-one in a lightning match. Um, and Starlight Kid and Mei Seira are taking on Candela and Metallica. And Candela, I think is pretty good. So her versus Kid and Sarah should be fun. But yeah, we're gonna get a week or two there of kind of Maika, Kid, and Sarah doing stuff in CMLL, which is pretty cool. It's kind of a good chance to see some of the CMLL women because they do have talented women. They just never really get on the Friday shows anymore because the division kind of died with Stephanie. But you're gonna get some fun matches, I think. Obviously most people won't like Maika versus Tessa, and it is like a lightning match. So it's like 10-minute time limit. So your mileage may vary, but even something like Metallica and Candela against Kid and Mei Seira has a chance to be interesting. So it's good to see. I do love this kind of crossover with CMLL and Stardom. We're gonna get onto it at the Korakuen because one of my favorites is coming over for the Korakuen as well. So you're gonna be
yeah, Tessa
tucking in
Blanchard's
there.
making the fly down.
There you go with that. Are you gonna tuck into Micah versus Tessa, Dylan?
No, I'm gonna
No,
check out the
yeah.
tag matches, even though unfortunately I don't think May and Starlight Kid are gonna mesh super well with the tag champs over there.
Oh well, no, yeah, but there's other matches.
Yeah, I'm excited for some of them. If I get the chance to see them, I'll see them. I've been not watching wrestling as much lately.
That's pretty fun. Yeah, that's good. I think people will like Candela, like Joshi fans will like Candela if they watch her. But that's if they do. I don't think they've had any other kind of matches announced for the girls coming up. I know they have matches on that 100% Feminine show that we talked about last week, but I actually don't know when that is. I cannot remember. So, um, yeah, that's the CMLL stuff. That is the Vegas show. And that is all from the past week in Stardom, as far as I'm aware, that we would have to discuss. So we can get on to the preview, unless there's anything glaring I've completely overlooked here.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I do want to point out they did a crazy number here in Otsu. I think it's like it was a Soriano return show or
Yeah, it
something.
was.
I did 1,025 or 1,083 fans like in Otsu. This is nuts.
Oh my
Some of their
god, is
house
there
shows are
not a
crazy.
Korakuen card?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
It's
on the
not on
news.
the.
Yeah, no, it's
Of course
on
it
the
is.
news. Yeah, their website isn't great, but yeah, that number in O2 was fantastic. That's kind of they did another house show late last year, I think in Hamamatsu did 1,000 as well. So that's just kind of shows where they're at. You know, I don't think any of the Joshi company is going to get 1,000 to a house show, except like Oz when they run in like Okinawa. I think they ran like some rural spot and you just get 900 plus. Um, that's really all you're kind of looking at there for a similar attendance. Um, well, let's preview it. We have a Corkin on the 20th of February. I think that's all we have to preview as well. I don't think they're doing anything
Yeah,
else
there's
this
a
coming
karate
week.
show, but there's nothing on it.
Yeah, is there anything in
Karate.
March that we're missing? Early March?
No, that's
Sometimes that
the
can be.
6th is the start of the tournament, but that's more than a week.
Okay, yeah, that's next week. Okay. Um, so we open the Korkin with Natsupoi, Soriano, Yuna Mizumori, Aya Sakura, and Saka Kurara taking on Natsuko Tora, Uraka, Rina, Azusa Inaba, and Fukigen Death. So this is kind of some more of the Kurara versus Hate stuff. I imagine she'll be facing Hate for most of the next 2 months.
Can
Um,
Kara pin somebody on this team?
don't actually know. I feel like her not winning fits what they're doing better,
At
but
some
then,
point, she's gonna have to win, though.
well, she will, because that's how they do previews for the title matches now. I don't know. Like, come on. I'm not in Taro's head. She'll lose every match for the next 6 weeks, and then she'll be like, "Hey, I want a title match." And
We really
Sayo is
are. We really are two sides of the same coin when it comes to Marigold and Stardom. Because like you'll complain, it's like, why isn't Shozuki challenging Aono? She should challenge Aono, and I'll be like, dude, because like she's challenging Yuzuki probably because Yuzuki makes more sense for her. And then I'll be like, why won't Sayaka Karara win a match? This is getting annoying. I'm tired. He's supposed to be the challenger, and you'll be like, dude, it's not that big a deal. It's the same exact.
I'm not saying it's not that big a deal. I'm saying that's what they do. Like,
Yeah, it was the same
dude,
difference.
all the rules flew out the window. Tam went over in the Grand Prix and won the title. Every
Don't
rule
fucking
we
bring that up.
know about
Don't
this
fucking
company
bring that up. That
flew
still
out the door
pisses
that
me
day.
off. I hope you know that. That still annoys me. Because it was on the tournament final too. It
I
wasn't
know,
like, oh,
I
she
know,
won the.
I know, I know. I was there.
God, that was. Oh my God,
It's okay.
that's. I'm
It's
annoyed. And
okay.
then the title reign. Get this. The title reign ended in one of the worst fucking main events of a December show Stardom has
I
ever had.
disagree. I
It was
disagree.
so bad.
I
I
do
am
not
like, don't
disagree.
bring it up, man.
Okay. Our next match is a three-way tag battle. Tomoka Inaba and Kyoka Kotatsu take on Maika and Xena, and Maki Ito and Kikyo Furusawa.
You know what?
Um,
Okay. Yeah, sure.
yeah.
This it sounds vaguely fun. It could be bad, but it
Oh,
sounds vaguely fun.
what annoys me is that EXV is still just EXV.
Yes.
And this is
Did
one of those
Micah go into business for herself and
possibly
just was like, I don't want to
be
do this branded no more.
like her booking is so weird. You know, sometimes the finer details just aren't there. And you're like, why are they still teaming together?
Not to,
And
this is
everybody's
like
like,
the
why not?
meanest thing I could say, but sometimes it feels very AI
Wow.
in that way where it's like, okay, but this if you look at the fine print, there isn't any.
Yeah. No, that's
Those
true.
aren't words. Those are just vaguely symbols. And it's like, yeah, but like the picture's pretty. It's like, I guess. Like, I mean, it's interesting sometimes, I guess,
Yeah.
but like like that looks there's nothing there, and it's like, yeah, but it's like that's not a defense. Like I don't know, but yeah. 'Cause I noticed that with the next match, I was like, "Why are Waka and Ryan, like, even still teaming together?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
I get, okay, Maika and Xena, sure. Waka and Hanako, sure, like, whatever. But, like, Waka and Ryan, like, w like, why are we like, separate, guys. Disperse.
Yeah.
Scatter.
Well, I guess
I'll come up with
technically, at least that team is all unaffiliated because they're with Ane, so
I
it's
mean,
all kind of
yeah, I guess.
free. But yeah, our next match is Wakasuyama, Rian, and Ane Kanaya versus Itsuki Aoki, Rina Mashita, and Saki Kashima. Sure. um,
Okay.
I mean, Miviloka and Saki is going to win that one.
Yeah.
Ami Sore, Lady C, and Rani Agami take
Oh,
on
shit.
India Seo, Tabata, and what was an ex from CMLL, but has later been announced as Kira. One of my favorites. We are one step
Yeah.
closer to getting Scotty to Stardom. We have Kira making her debut. I really like Kira. She kind of blew up when she debuted under a different name. Andromeda, I think she was, because I remember those gifs posted of her working
Damn.
as Andromeda. I think she was like torn between AAA and CMLL, and then CMLL just signed her. But she's quite good, a very good high flyer. I think putting her against somebody like Amisore or and Lady C who can base for her high flying stuff will be very fun. So I'm really hopeful that this will be good. And I would imagine India Seo wins because she seems to have challenged Hazuki. And so they might want to do that CMLL Japan title match somewhere.
Yeah, probably. They also hate Lady C.
Yes, apparently so. um, our next match is Sari and Takumi Iroha, also known as Spark Rush, taking on Hazuki and Fua Chan
Bro, what the
in
fuck?
probably okay, not the best match of the show because our main event is awesome, but on most other shows, this is the best match of the show.
Yeah, I mean, this
Takumi
is like
and Fua minutes, Sari
on
and Fua.
paper on paper, this is like the best match they ran all year. Like, let's be
Yes,
frank.
this is the most
Um,
intriguing one, definitely.
yeah, no,
It's
that's
starting to
crazy.
build for Sariism, the main event, because we're doing Spark Rush.
Kyrieism in general, because Fu was on
Got to.
Kyrie.
Yeah, so that's I think it's a good introduction to
Kyrie and
Spark Rush.
Fua, Sari and Fua, mind you, had dinner together a couple times.
Yes, they've
They're
trained a few
friends.
times as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fu was under the Kara Ito learning tree, which is very important.
Yes. I really hope that somebody tells Takumi that Fua is a rookie because she gets very mean to rookies. And I think that would be awesome. We need to see that side of her again. But yeah, that's going to be a Spark Rush win. They're going to beat Fua, obviously.
Yeah.
Um,
We
you
get
know.
Sari and Hazuki minutes properly for the first time, I think. Because last year
Ooh,
we got
yeah.
Sari versus the Lucha girl, the Hazuki
Oh,
Lucha girl.
yeah. Yeah,
That
that's true.
was I think that's the first time they wrestled.
I think so too. It's not the first Takumi Hazuki one, right? I
No,
feel like I
no,
have a vague memory of
that's
them wrestling.
I don't know if you know this. They came up together.
Yeah, no, obviously, but like the full-fledged versions.
Yeah, no, they've definitely wrestled.
Yeah, because it's there. It's somewhere in my mind that
Well,
they
I'm
have
I'm
much.
doing a little research.
Okay, yeah,
Uh
like post-return Hazuki. I feel like they did.
oh, they teamed together at the Crush Gals show. And they wrestled at fucking Dream Queendom when Momo turned.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, I knew they had a match against one another. Okay. Our next match
Back
is
in the
an
day,
eight.
there were Nutra tags as well.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. We have an eight-woman tag. Hanan, Saida, Momokogo, and Yuria Hime take on Starlight Kid, Azumi, Mei Seira, and Miyu Amasaki. This is Stars versus Neo Gen. I'm kind of intrigued by this because I feel like for the Korkins, they usually don't run like bigger face versus face tags. They usually kind of split them down into the multi tags.
Not in like the late matches.
Yeah, so I'm kind of intrigued by this. Maybe they're going to start something that they're
Or
paying off
maybe
in the
or
Cinderella
maybe this is
final.
out of order and this is gonna be the opener match and the uh the hate match is gonna be in the summer main because that's what they like to do. Um
Possibly.
and this just doesn't matter.
Well, I don't know. See, the opener goes on YouTube, doesn't it? So they'll probably want hate there.
True. True.
Yeah.
True, true, true.
No, I can
Yeah,
see
maybe
this
it'll be
being
interesting.
used to set up the Cinderella final. Because remember, Miyazaki's been getting wins randomly. They could like do Miyu to the final to lose to Hanan or something.
Potentially,
That
I could
could
see it.
be what they do. Like Miyu might like pin Ida or Hanan here, and then she like loses back in the final or something. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that goes. It should be a good match. I'm kind of not sure how this version of Stars pairs up in Neo Genesis. I feel like
Should be
Yuri
all right.
Hime might get left behind a little. Well, Makoga might get left behind a little. You know, you're
Yeah,
really looking at Ida and Hanan to do a lot. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
we'll see. I
Um,
mean, Neo Genesis is kind of sleeping giant type territory for me because it's
yeah,
like when there's something.
matches are good though.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When there's something to do well, they can do it well. I
Mm,
mean, like them and God's Eye, depending on the lineup, like the configuration, are usually like pretty great together.
yeah.
I don't know about them versus current stars, especially without B, funnily enough to say. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see.
Okay. Um, all right. We have a future Stardom Championship match. Hanako takes on Akira Kuragane in the semi-main event.
I've been on
Hanako's
the
gonna.
Kira should win train, but I know she won't.
Yeah, I feel
So
like Hanako's not losing to anyone but Aya. I feel like they're not gonna skip Aya for this belt. I think Aya could have promo saying she wants to win it and hold it until she has to vacate. So
till the end, yeah,
yeah, I feel like that's
probably.
them
Yeah,
showing their hand a little. And Akira has a lot of time to win it, so I feel like she'll be
true.
okay. So yeah, I would have
She just had
Hanako
her
going
first
over here.
anniversary.
Yeah, yeah, she did. So I think this would be a good match, though. I feel like Akira can bring something interesting. It's obviously going to be different to their to the New Blood match because the title is on the line, and Akira presumably has leveled up since winning the pay-per-view match. But we'll have to wait and see kind of how it goes. Maybe she debuts new gear. Maybe this is like one of those like stepping stones for Akira.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It might be
Mm,
bad.
okay. um, and then the Wonder of Stardom Championship match, Konami takes on Hina. This will probably be a great match. I think Konami obviously retains. And then she'll have beaten both of Hanako's or
Obviously,
Hanan's sisters, and then Hanan will be the one to dethrone Konami.
nah, man. I am.
You are
I was thinking of a bit to do. I'm going to chop off my hand if Hina is not the Wonder of Stardom champion by the end of the month.
okay. Have fun trying to navigate life with one hand.
Hey, you know, harder things have been done.
Mm, I guess not with any ease, but sure. But that is the Korakuen coming up. I think we got longer out of that than most people probably would have expected. Um, yeah, I feel like a lot of the directions are waiting to take shape for the Cinderella, and so we're kind of just waiting to see. But I feel like Hanan and Aya getting in there early with their promos and their interviews has kind of given us some indication of where we're going
Yeah,
with.
low key. I kind of wish Hina didn't challenge for Konami here because I feel like she would have
Why?
been like an interesting choice for the Cinderella. Maybe not to
Mm,
win it, but an interesting choice. And then Hanan can beat Konami, and that would be Konami and Hina's or Hanan and Hina is a much more heated match instead of Hina just getting fucking
they
kicked
will probably
out of
run
out
Hanan
of
versus
crap over
Hina
and over
anyway,
again. Yeah, I suppose
so I don't know. But yeah, that's
they
Stardom.
love repetition.
Well, kind of. Um, but
Unless
that is
you,
that.
unless you want them to repeat something, then they never do.
Yeah, no, that's pretty true. Um, yeah, that's both companies done, Dylan. We'll
All right,
obviously
yeah,
we'll obviously be back next
top
week to
20,
review
dang.
the Corkin, and we'll preview the the
Cindy,
opening of the Cinderella. Now,
yep,
I hate doing those kind of things, so Dylan will probably take the lead and try and like make sense of it.
I often
Um,
do.
and
Actually, I'm
then
often sick. Like the
that's
beginning
true.
of March is actually when I usually get sick, so I got sick a little bit early this year.
It's going to be a fun tournament to cover actually because it's got all the stages across what 9 days. So you kind of just have 1 week where we're previewing the first round, and then we're previewing the latter rounds basically the very next week. So I think it's going to be an easy one to cover for us, thankfully. Um, I did have a thing I wanted to do. I didn't tell you about it though. So I don't know if you're gonna want to do it, but we can try because I don't think it'll take us that long. Um, my idea was, and I'm gonna cut this out if you say no because I'm not gonna let myself get embarrassed like that.
We never
Um,
do.
I was gonna go with we draft 6 wrestlers that we would take for like the core of our roster. You know, like these are our 6 full timers. The rest of the roster is part time. You know, you fill it out from there. But these 6 that we're gonna take are the main people. But you can only take one person or one Joshi wrestler per decade. So like
Per
if you take
decade?
some, yeah,
Oh,
so like if you
wow.
take somebody from the 80s who debuted in the 80s, you cannot take anybody else who debuted in the 80s. If you take somebody who
Okay,
debuted in the
is it
2010s,
debut or, like, wrestler? Like, are like
debut, debuted, because I
okay.
feel like it was much
So
harder for wrestled.
it's not like, "Oh, I'm taking, a Hokuto from '93. We're taking a Kira Hokuto representing the '80s."
Yeah,
Not as a wrestler. We're taking her as a wrestler, but she disqualifies the '80s. Okay.
yeah. So if you take somebody like, I don't know, Devil or Jaguar, then you can't pick
That's
somebody else from
fine.
the
Or that's
70s.
'70s,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you want to do it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Fun. Okay.
6 wrestlers.
Yes. Do you want to go first?
Uh, no, you can go first.
Okay. My first one taking off the board for the 80s is Aja Kong. Easy top heel material. Like, can kind of work with anybody then, even if you are, if you're filling out the roster with freelancers or rookies, she can kind of get them to a certain standard. So I feel like she has to go first.
Yeah, ooh, it's hard because '80s takes out a lot of people.
Hmm.
Um, I shouldn't have let you go first. Fuck you. Are we doing Snake? Can we do Snake?
Will we lose track of Snake? We're
I don't
not
know.
very intelligent.
Two at a time. It doesn't matter. Okay, we don't have to do Snake. You could just take the lead, I suppose. Um, I'm going to, in the same vein, take Akira Hokuto because she's Akira Hokuto
Oh, okay.
and she's Akira Hokuto.
All right.
Stand by that.
Um, I am taking from the 2010s. I will go with Mayu Iwatani
Fuck
to be
you.
my top baby face, the hero of all heroes, standing up to Aja Kong.
Um, See, you had like a plan. This is ridiculous. Um, I'm going to go with from the 1970s. I'm going to go with Jaguar Yokota.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
get Jaguar and Hokuto.
Hmm. I'm gonna go. You're gonna hate me for this. I'm going to the 2000s to take Kagetsu
That's ridiculous.
because for on a roster full of freelancers, who better to drag them to the best match of their life than
This is
Kagetsu?
ridiculous. Wait,
But
why did I let you
also,
go first?
but
Why did I
also,
let you go first?
Kagetsu can be a heel and a baby face. So sometimes
That you
we'll have
can.
Kagetsu and Mayu as the lovable baby faces, and sometimes Kagetsu will
Kind
be bludgeoning Mayu alongside Aja Kong. So
of. Hmm. From the. Oh fuck, she's a '90s. Never mind, that's not that. Um,
do you still have a
from the
90s anyway?
I do, but I am
All right,
gonna
okay.
keep
You
thinking
said
about
that.
'90s.
Okay.
Yeah. From the 2000s, I'm going to pick Arisa Nakajima.
Nice. Okay.
I just want motherfuckers to die, frankly. Um,
Okay.
Ain't no freelancer shooting on one of my wrestlers. That's all I'm saying. They're gonna die if they do.
That's totally valid. Okay, well, I'm going to the 70s too. And you took Jaguar?
I did.
Well, I'm taking Devil.
Yeah. Yeah. There's really like 3 names from the '70s that you should be taking.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 if you really are moved by Monster Ripper, which I
Mm,
am, but I wouldn't take her over Jagger, Devil, or Jackie.
yeah, no, that's fair.
Um, from the 1990s. I'm gonna keep going with these motherfuckers can kill people. I'm going to pick Kamiko Mekawa.
No. No. I am very upset by this.
I'm
I
not
think
I'm not building a roster, I'm building a gang. I hope you know that. That's what we're
yeah.
I could take over I could take over the government with this arrangement of people.
That's
Uh,
hilarious. Okay. So I
I
kind of
should have
forgot
picked
about
Shinobu
the
Kandori in that case because she could,
I don't think
work
you
the world
can. She's
peace.
80s.
I know she is, but I
But,
should have because
yeah.
if I wanted to take over take over the world, I think I would need Kandori more so.
Okay.
But
For my 90s pick, I am just double checking the date here because I don't actually know when this wrestler debuted. Oh no, no, it's 1989.
yeah,
Oh my god, I was gonna take Saki Hasegawa. She
yeah,
debuted in '89. Oh, that is sickening. That is sickening. God. Okay. Momoe Nakanishi for 1990s. She was 98, I think.
Momoe was yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
she was in the 90s. I think she might have been like
Yeah.
96,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Dude, imagine Momoe versus Aja Kong like that. They probably wrestled, but have them wrestle more.
So I have 2010s and 2020s left.
Yeah. I think
Um,
2020s is the hardest.
yeah, probably. Um, 2010s. I I'm gonna get another Risa. I'm gonna get Hoshiki.
That is nasty. Yeah, that is one of the better picks to make. Um, okay.
I think I think either Hoshiki or Yoshiko would be
Mm,
my pick for 2010s. And for my makeup, for like the the Kurama symbol, I think those were the two.
that is fair. Um, yeah, I'm kind of torn on the 20s because I feel like I don't know if I want to go with like a violence pick or somebody a bit more well-rounded. You know what? I'm gonna stake my hat out here. I think a perfect addition to my roster would be Hanori Hana. I think she could
Mm.
kind of do whatever you need. You look at the Veni matches and the feud, and I feel like her and Devil would just start punching each other, like shoot punching each other, and I feel like that would be awesome. So
Um, I'm not really sure what Akira Hokuto's background is. I'm sure it was in something. I don't think it was in a fighting sport, but I like legitimacy. I'm a big fan of legitimate grapplers, legitimate fighters, and I get Sarah Yamaoka from the 2020s.
yeah, she was kind of my other
Yeah.
main choice.
I mean, I'm sure I'm kind of blanking on any like people who debuted in like the first 3 years of the decade
Oh,
because
totally.
kind of COVID times.
I don't
And
think there
of
was
the
many.
there
Like,
wasn't
you're talking Yuzuki, Lady C.
you Kaiju. Wait, no, Kaiju was
Oh yeah,
2010s. No, Kaiju was
is
2010s. I
she?
think she might have been
Wait, is
2020.
Norihana 2010s?
You might be
Oh
damn out of
no,
luck.
I don't think they
Norihana
were. Oh, because didn't
debuted
she
in
get
19. She debuted fucking 8 days before the end of the decade. Will you look at
Saki
that?
Hasegawa and Norihana screwed
Yeah,
by
no,
months? A
Norihana.
month. Oh man. Okay. You know what? Fine. Chi Chi.
Okay, I like
She
that.
kind of fits what I'm. She kind of fits. Her and Aja Kong would just beat the fuck out of each other. I think. She would also probably shoot punch Devil Masami. So, all
Yeah.
right. So, what was your six again?
From the 70s, it was Jaguar Yokota. From the
Mm-hmm.
80s, it was Hokuto. From the 90s, it was Kamiko Mekawa. 2000s, it was Arisa Nakajima. From the 2010s, it was Arisa Hoshiki. From the 2020s, it was Sari Yamaoka.
Okay. And mine were 70s Jaguar Yokota, 80s Aja
No?
Kong. Oh, sorry, Devil Masami. 70s Devil Masami. 80s Aja Kong. 90s Momoe Nakanishi. 2000s Kagetsu. 2010s Mai Uetani. And 2020s Chi Chi. Yeah, I think, those are some solid roster cores. Mine would probably have a longer lasting promotion than yours. Yours might,
Yeah,
like, half
they would
your
all kill each other.
outsiders might. Yeah, like your outsiders would be injured a lot, I think,
Yeah.
and a lot of brawls. But it was fun. It was a nice exercise. But with that, it's time to close the show because I don't want to stay up past midnight again. I'm not really about that life
I'm
anymore.
just saying Arisa Infinity, which is their tag name, would be the most murderous team of all time.
Yeah. Okay. You got like a work rate thing there for after at the end. Whereas I was like, I have heel babyface
No,
affiliation
fuck
ideas.
that. Bro, if I need, I can call depending on what okay, well, the problem is we're I wasn't really thinking of a meta. Because it's like if it's the late 90s, like if I'm taking all these wrestlers and plopping them in their prime in the late 90s, I'm calling in Gurentai immediately. They can take care of the
Okay.
fucking
Right.
of the being
They're your
you know,
freelancers.
the freelancers, heels cuz like all these wrestlers can work babyface very well. But they also hurt people for realsies. So like yeah, I think Gurentai would be a perfect choice. To just kind of like have as the outsiders coming in type.
That's pretty sick. Okay. Well, that was fun. Do you want to have any closing remarks before your weekend?
Um, Not really. Like we said earlier, go check out No Limit Wrestling show. We're back to start the year. We talk about New Japan Cup, all that. Otherwise, be nice to one another. Stop stop arguing. You guys are getting really annoying. And by you guys, I mean like the world. I'm not even talking about our listeners.
Oh, right. Okay.
Y'all too. But um, yeah, I really want to. We didn't get to really talk about. Wait, we didn't talk about it at all. That uh the trio in Marigold is called La Vie en Rose, which is a song that I'm
Well, you made like
very fond of.
three allusions to it. I thought people would know.
I love that song. Do you have any taste? Have you ever heard that song?
I probably have at some point, but I don't know. I don't really take that
Beautiful
sort of
song.
stuff in.
Beautiful song. Um, yeah, I want to make a music video for it, but it's like the slowest jazzy song of all time. I don't know how I'd be able to make that work for pro wrestling. Other sports are great with jazz,
Yeah.
but pro wrestling, I just don't know how that would work. So maybe,
Sure.
maybe I'll figure it out. But uh, if not, then don't get your hopes up.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll be back next week to cover all the action from Stardom and Marigold. Until then, it is time to close the show. So, if you want to stand, you may stand. If you want to sit, you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. You decide what you believe in. He's
Shine
Joe.
forever.
Oh,
Fuck you.
whoops.
The fuck? You
Sorry.
caught up? What the fuck was that?
It's
We ain't
too
done that
late.
in a year and a half.
Sorry. I forgot. Go ahead.
Shine forever. Stardom Quest Gold. Passion.
Ashen, Ijo.